Hello and welcome to the second episode in this new Football Manager 26 series with Bristol Rovers. We've started the season reasonably well, 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat so far in the first 5 games. So a good start. We've definitely got to get promoted this season. We're among the favourites to do so. So we've certainly made the right kind of start for that. If I bring you first of all to the schedule, I can show you how we've started. Defeat on the opening day to Bromley was a bit disappointing, but then a good run of 4 wins before losing in the Cup to Orient, before we drew with Barnet and then lost to Chelsea in the trophy. Very much been a rotated team in the Cups. Let me then also show you who is playing for us at the moment. We are changing a few things, but this is how we're looking at the moment. So Jed Ward has come back. In fact, first of all, it's probably worth me showing you the transfer activity and what we've done so far in the window, or what we've done in the window that's now closed, I should say. So 4 players out. As I picked up at the end of the last video, Soteriou and Ford are both more than capable players in terms of their rating and their ability, but they had such poor seasons last season. I took the money, a combined 360k for them. I also let Luke Southwood go. Given that we had Jed Ward coming back from loan and they were about the same, and Ward's obviously a lot younger and means we don't have the issues with him going on in international duty at the moment. And then one of the youngsters, Sutherland, went to Headsford. One transfer in, Joe White, has been the one player that has come in. So if I show you the tactics now, you will see that Dan Ellison, coming back from loan, has gone in at centre-back. I'm sometimes doing this. I'm sometimes using Mola, one inside as a centre-back, and then using Belongo or Sparks on left. But at the moment, I've been giving Ellison a go, and he's played reasonably well so far. White has come into midfield, so he's the more attacking player. So Chang has moved a little bit deeper, where he's a little more comfortable, but that was a really good signing, and he started the season well as well. And then Promise one side, Luke Thomas the other, and Kevin up front. Sometimes Promise plays up front, particularly if we're chasing a game. And we've got Harrison that can play in either of those positions as well. And then the 2 or 3 youngsters that have made a big impact that I need to introduce you to. So Tommy Pagano is the first one, 16, came through the really good youth. We had a 5-star youth intake last season. I did mention it in the last video. He is a very good potential right back, could be really good, already worth 500k. So at the very least, as long as I can keep him under contract for a while, there is a lot of money to be made there. And then 2 attackers, one on each side. The first one is Habib Sunday, a Nigerian, again, who came through the that really impressive youth intake. Looks like a really good player, again, going to be useful this season, lots of potential and a decent value on him as well. And on the left we've got Killen Moxley, again 16, so it's really nice to have 3 16-year-olds in the team. Again, a huge amount of potential value on him as well, and all 3 of them have made a reasonable impact at the start of this season. I did try to move Dewsbury, Hutchinson, Berry and John Jules, who both came in last season, and McEachran. I tried to move all of those on, but just couldn't find any interest in them at all. So they're all going to be around the squad. All probably going to be unhappy about the lack of minutes they play, but we have used a couple of them in some of the cup games so far this season. So that's where we are for now. If I take you back to the fixture schedule, we've got obviously a lot of games to play for the January window, but I will be back at the end of the January window with an update. There may be a few free agents that come in before then as well, but I'll update you on that at the end of the January window as well. We're at the end of the January transfer window, and the big thing to show you really is that we are 8 points clear at the top of League 2. We are doing really well. It's a long unbeaten run as well. A fair few draws, but we haven't lost a game since Shrewsbury away in the league on the 24th of October. 1 defeat in the Virtue Trophy, but other than that, we're unbeaten for a long time. So things are going really quite well. If I take you to the So looking at the squad, Joe White, who was the signing I introduced you to earlier in the video, has played, I think that's every game, or almost every game. Alfie not far behind, Cavan, Thomas, Ellison. You can see we've got a fairly established first 11, with Howley coming in as the first replacement for any of those midfield positions, and Belongo has featured quite a few times, as has Promise, um, across the games we've played. Cavan very much leading the scoring chart, with White having scored a hat-trick against Swindon. I'll show you that game in a minute, leading the assists and with 8 goals as well. And other than the players that have only come in sparingly off the bench, you can see how good a season Joe White is having, with Jed Ward very much validating our move to let go of Southwood and to make him our number 1. Mola having a very good season as well. If I take you to the recruitment and show you our transfer history, I can show you the moves that we have made in this window. So it has been, Barrington has come in, I'll show you him. Barrington has come in as one for the future, really. We've got quite a well-developing group of players, having had a really good youth intake, but he is definitely another one for the future. We have Franco Ume, who has come in on loan from Portsmouth. Hasn't featured yet, but is another backup of those forward positions, hopefully to try and let us let go of some of the older players, Harrison being one. John Jules hasn't really worked out from our signing of him as well, so we want to try and move him in. Simkin has come and gone. He was an emergency goalkeeping loan, which didn't work out because he ended up being ill for most of his time here. And then Louis Jackson's come on loan from Wolves, who was a centre-back, who's just played his first game in our last fixture. Again, very much one to be in reserve. With the amount of games that Kilgore and Mola are playing, we could do with someone just to help rotate with them. And obviously Ellison is part of that as well. As for the players that have moved on, we've got 3 that have gone out on loan. Young lads, Iwahiru, Woody Cole and Odumboni have all gone out on loan. And Jack Sparks has been a bit of a disruptive influence throughout most of the first half of the season, has now gone to Tanjin as well, which has helped with that. We've got Belongo to play as our left back, with Mola and him in that position. So we were able to move him on, but things are going really well. There'll be another update at the end of the season where hopefully we will have won ourselves promotion. So the eagle-eyed amongst you may have spotted the FA Cup run that I didn't talk about. After a narrow victory over Eastbourne Borough in the first round on penalties, which was almost a really disappointing exit, we then won 2-1 away at York. In the third round, we beat York 1-0. And now we have Manchester United away in the fourth round. Unfortunately, we're without Dixon, who's got a cold, which is apparently serious enough for him to miss this massive game. And Chang has been out since pretty much the start of the season, hence why he hasn't really been featuring, having done his ACL. But Manchester United away is what we have ended up with in our fourth round draw, which, when you consider the gate receipts share that we're going to get, that's a pretty good draw to have. They are 6th in the Premier League, and it is the same Man United team that you're used to in real life. They haven't really signed anyone that's having any impact in their team. So this is where we are. The team at the moment: Ward in goal, Southern Hell's Ellison, Kilgore, Mola has been a regular back four, and our strongest midfield: Conte, Allen, and White is all here. Promise has come in for the injured Dixon, and then Thomas has moved to the left. I often do change who's playing on the right and the left between Dixon and Thomas, and then Cavan has been leading the line all season. Jackson, the new signing that I just showed you, is on the bench and is part of that rotation. We are without a couple of players. Obviously, Dixon, Chang is injured as well. But that is pretty much as strong as we can be, other than Dixon. So I'm not going to bring this whole game to you. What I will do is I will show you the Manchester United team that we are up against. But then I think I will probably just, unless anything spectacular happens, bring you back once we have the end of January update. But that's the Man United team we're up against. It is pretty strong. Few changes. We can see on the right there, no Fernandez. In fact, it looks like they've made quite a few changes, given that Lowens is their starting goalkeeper. Mainu is now a regular starter. It looks like Collier has replaced him. Same with Casemiro and Ugarte. But yeah, let's see how we go. Not expecting anything spectacular here, and I'll be back probably at the end of the January window, unless we do anything out of the ordinary in this game. Hello, you will see the celebrations going on in the background. We have won League 2 and we've done it at a bit of a counter. There's still one game left, I think. We'll go back in and I'll show you that now. No trophy left at the moment. If we do get in the last game, I'll show you. But as you can see, miles clear. That was our final home game. We've got a chance at making it as far as 98 points. So that might be the only celebration we get. So I thought I'd bring you that, and I'll check in once we finish the season completely. So it's defeat on the final day for us, but a league title win nonetheless. Set out what we achieved, what we set out to achieve, I guess, really this season. To win the league as comfortably as we did is great. And from here onwards, it's going to be about planning for League One, and we probably are going to have a bit of work to do. If I give you a bit of a recap of the season, we did lose a couple of games, including that one on the final day that you just saw. But if I take you to the squad, I can show you how we performed over the course of this second season of the save. White, Cavan, Kilgore, Mola made a lot of appearances. Ellison has really come into his own as a regular starter now. Deadward had a good season as well. If we look at average ratings, in terms of the guys that played regularly, White, Ward, Ellison, Mola. Ellison definitely the standout in terms of someone that I wasn't expecting to become as powerful a player as he did. Cavan with 22 goals and White with his 12 assists led that tally, and he was the second top scorer as well. I'll very quickly show you the transfer history again, just so you can see a few of the moves that we made, and it was just kind of youth players going out on loan, and we did finally move Jack Sparks on, but I think I showed you that in the previous clip. But just young players going out on loan was how we carried on with that. So as for next season, we're definitely going to have a few transfers. We're going to have to move a few players on. I haven't done any pre-contracts, so that will definitely be what I will start to do now, ready for next season. I was giving some of the younger players a go at the end of that season. If I do a quick pick, the entire team, let's do best 11. It's not updating, but there's definitely a few positions we need to improve in order to be competitive in League One. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Next video will be the third season, our first season in League One. If you did enjoy it, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see how we progress in this save.